Big old circle or just the inner circle? One everybody circle. One everybody. Jumping in, helping others jump in, being brave. What should you do if you have questions about the book? Yeah, I mean, don't hesitate to be like, I totally did not get that part, right? The other thing is, what are sort of good qualities of a discussion if you're talking about a book? What's something that is good to do?
Open-minded.
Open your book. Yeah, not just open your book. Yeah, if you refer to the text, right, that's one thing I'm specifically kind of looking for a little bit here. What do you know about her father from these 3 sentences?
He wasn't around.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there before.
But he must have come back, though, because is the mother living with the father right now? No. And so if she wasn't born until 10 years later, something happened, right? They must have been reunited at some point, or you get that little preview that in some way her father must have come back or must have found her mother in the city. Something maybe. She demands that Cain's mother quit her job. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
Here's what he says to her. This is her brother, the uncle. He says, in our society there are 2 respectable types of people. The proletariat, the avant-garde of our society, the beacon of the revolution, and the peasantry, faithful ally of the proletariat in its struggle for the construction of socialism. The rest is nothing. The merchants, the petty tradespeople, they're only exploiters. You cannot remain with these parasites. So he's challenging her, and he's like, you can't, I mean, what's her job? Yeah, she's a street vendor, right? I don't know that that's what we think of when we think of like this businessman who's exploiting workers, right? But in his mind, she owns her own business, and so she's a businesswoman, and that is not meshing with his view of this communist movement, right? And he demands that she quit her job. I think our instinct maybe is, well, I wouldn't listen to him, but does she feel like that? Does she kind of brush him off?
No.
Yeah, she's really upset about this, right? And she talks specifically about how that's her only way of supporting her child. What would you do in this situation? Or why do you think she's so affected by his request? Why do you think she does really feel like she has to obey him?
I think because it's her only family person, so she can only count on him and not other people. So it's like she takes that advice from him instead of other people. She can't make her own.
Because if he must believe in it to be part of it, and as with also he wants the people that are within the group to be like with him and to think that he's with them and that he's on their side. So it's kind of both. He believes in it because he's part of the group. And
I think it's more that he doesn't want to look bad. Because I'm sure he doesn't care about the child as much as she does. And he wouldn't, he don't want to be seen as the guy, well, he's the only guy that believes in it, but his family doesn't. So, I think that's why he's trying to do all that.
I think it's by his reputation. If he's that smart, he would know communist is not that difficult of government, so he's just trying to do what everybody else says. So it's his reputation.
I agree with you. Because, on page 51, he was like, I cannot have a lousy street vendor for a system. So he was worried about what other people think, and how they would view.
yeah, but since he's in the thing, he would have to have some sort of belief that communism is good or is a better form.
Yeah, but every time she said, what about my daughter? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Every time she's like, what about my daughter? He never, even answered that. He didn't answer until, the last time she was like, well, what about my daughter? And he finally was like, okay, we just included her name.
I think he would have a different view if he wasn't in power and stuff. If he was a vendor, he would be like, okay, well, yeah, you're right, but since he has the power, he says, I'm right.